welcome to Crossing Streams podcast, the podcast that delves into the weird and wonderful world of live streaming, and this is our first ever episode. My name is Claire, and I'm here with my very good friend and amazing co-host, Malula! Hello!
Hello!
Yay! So,
yes.
Look at us doing a podcast together.
I know. We've been trying to sort this out. It's been a brainchild for a while, hasn't it?
Yeah,
we've just been waiting to get things together.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do like a podcast with you for a while, or something with you on stream for a while, because I know we'll talk about your collabs later, but you do different things on your streams. But we thought about, when we were talking about ideas, I guess, like you immediately actually went, let's do like a sort of Twitch 101. So explain what this podcast is about, Mel, in your own words.
In my own words, this is a podcast for people who watch Twitch, people who are thinking of streaming on Twitch, people who do stream on Twitch. Mainly because, although it's slowly getting easier in terms of getting up and getting going, there is still so much to navigate in like the Twitchosphere. Yep. In terms of how you want to, whether you've got a brand to look, whether you want to build your community, or even simply just how to get it all to work, especially when you start PC streaming.
Yes. Oh my God, yes. Because I'm a new PC streamer. Oh my God. I only started PC streaming like the end of November 2019. So I'm brand new. And guys listening, seriously, Mel was amazing and very helpful. Like, I learned so much.
Very patient.
Very patient. Because I'm a very impatient person. So PC streaming has taught me to try and just be patient when sound doesn't work, when things don't work the way that so I'm like, but I'm enjoying it. So that's why, and I think actually, Mel, as well, this podcast is going to be useful for people who don't have anything to do with streaming, that are just interested in the process of it, I guess, as well. What do you think?
Yeah, like stream admin. Like, I joke about that when something will break on stream, which I'm sure a lot of people experience. Or it's just like, hold on, I need to do some stream admin. Or even if it's just a case of like just seeing how it works behind the curtain.
Yes.
Because I'd like to think whatever anyone puts out is their own version of a polished stream.
Yes.
Or, in my words, is this all right but still a bit shite? Because that's pretty much my level that I work for my stream. Is it bearable? Is it still a little bit rough around the edges? Fine, let's go with it.
Yeah, no, my first stream, oh my God, my first PC stream, I was so impatient. Well, I say I was patient, I'm not that patient. Paul was fast asleep. It was 2 a.m. I'd tinkered with my PC to that point, and Paul just accepted that he wouldn't see me until the morning. And that night, I remember you saying something to me, and you went, you know what? Just don't tinker too much, and just get to the point where you're kind of basically happy and just go for it. And that time was 2 a.m. with House Flipper, with like my hair tied up in a bun and wearing like shit clothes. And I just went for it, and I had to speak like this because Paul was asleep. I was like, thank you for your follow. Thank you very much.
But you had a great time.
I had a really good time. I was really sweaty. I was very sweaty. I was like, shit, I'm live. But it was good. You're right. You were totally right.
Yeah, there's so many bells and whistles when it comes to PC streaming, where all of a sudden you just want to play with everything, whether it's alerts or customizing sounds for people. That it's a rabbit hole that you will, especially when you first get a PC, you just want to jump down.
Oh my God, we'll get into
anything else.
We will get into that later, because I'm very, very interested in how, because you went from the Savesy console to PC, but I thought for this first episode, what we could do is actually just like get to know you, because I think there are some people, if you're watching live on Twitch, who might have come in from Mel's chat. So hello to Malula's lovely people. Hello.
Little wave to everybody who's physically here, and also an audio wave to everybody who's listening to this.
Now we're just waving like a bunch of fools. Hello, it is me, Mel and Claire. And if you're listening afterwards, then please make sure you go follow. Her name is Malula, because she's a great streamer.
I try.
She's amazing. Your admin is incredible. So I thought maybe, we would maybe just get to know you, like just the sort of face behind your stream and where you got into gaming. So tell me, let's just start right from the beginning. Were you always a gamer? What was your first console, first gaming experience? Tell me. Let's get nostalgic.
My first console was a Master System 2.
Oh.
And I can remember nagging for ages for it. I had the version that had Alex Kidd in Miracle World pre-installed.
Oh my god, amazing.
Which I never completed because it's a ridiculously hard game. But I can remember being very, very, very obsessed with that. Played that very... I think that was probably the first time I experienced rage quitting, because I would rage quit. I would rage quit Alex Kidd a lot.
So because like my brother used to rage quit. What did your rage quits look like? Because I'll tell you about my brother in a second. But what did you do? Did you just turn it all off? Did you chuck it across the room?
Oh, just turn it all off. Just full on throw a Princess Huffy Fit and just not go back to it. Like I've never been a kind of I need to smash something.
Right. Okay.
I'm
feeling
like stubborn sulking.
So you're like, right, I'm just gonna like move away from this. I've never rage quit before. I think I just gonna get a bit like, oh well, I can't do this, and I just kind of was whatever. But my brother we used to play like WWF when it was WWF together, on like, you know, Nintendo and stuff, and he used to rage quit if he was losing to me. So if I was winning, he would just turn the console off and be like, fuck you, and then just like move away. And I'm like, you're a dick. Like, why are you
So it's the gaming equivalent of losing at Monopoly and just flipping the board so that you can't finish the game.
Yeah.
That's a bit mean.
And I just sat there like, right, okay. I never played Alex Kidd ever. Like, never. Have you ever gone back to those old games on the Master System?
I'm tempted to go back to Alex Kidd, mainly because it was such a long time since I've played it. But there were bits which were quite fun. Like you had to do like this rock paper scissors every now and again for like when you go up against a boss and things.
Right.
But mostly it's a platformer.
Right.
It's just a usual little scroll along platformer.
And like moving on from that, what other kind of games did you play apart from Alex Kidd?
Well, once my Master System was dusty and I wanted something new, I went onto a Mega Drive or a Genesis. If you're out there in the States, I had a Sega Mega Drive. So yeah, I stayed with Sega for quite a while after that. Then it was Sonic, of course.
Yes.
Streets of Rage 2.
Yes.
God, what else did I have on my Mega Drive? I'm thinking now.
Oh god, Streets of Rage. Like I remember playing that at my cousin's house. My cousin had a Mega Drive, and so I had like an Atari ST. And then my brother had like Game Boys and stuff like that because he was the boy. So like I think back then my parents didn't think I was interested in games. I just played the things my brother had, but I just played them, and then with the Dreamcast and things like that. But I used to go around to my cousin's and she had the Mega Drive and I was so jealous because she had Sonic. She had Echo the Dolphin, which I was really obsessed with.
See, my friend had that, but I never had Echo the Dolphin. And when I did play it, I was rubbish. So it was instantly a game that I didn't want to buy because I thought it would be really, really bad at it.
But it's a weird little game. What was it about? It's just like, it's about sustainability in the environment. It's basically about very topical subjects that we're talking about today, isn't it?
I think at the time it just massively went over my head. It's just like, do I want to play as Dolphin? That would be awesome.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like, Dolphin, good. Sharks and pollution, bad. Like, I was just like, okay. But I played a little bit of Streets of Rage at my cousin's house, and I absolutely loved it. But like, obviously you've been playing games for a long, long time, but what actually brought you to live streaming? Because, that's a jump from, did you think about it for a long time? What was it exactly that made you decide?
It was definitely a slow burn. Anyone who is not familiar with myself on Twitch or whatever, my boyfriend is a lovely man called Einal. And we both have a passion for gaming. And Einal actually said to me, oh, do you know what? I think you'd really like Twitch. And he introduced it to me as a viewer to begin with. So it's more of a case of like, this is what you do, live stream, you can chat away and things. And I was probably a little bit hesitant at first to sort of like, I go back to the like AOL MSN days where you go into you'd go into a chat room where you don't really know anyone and be like, hello.
Yeah.
I'm Mel, nice to meet you. And that was like a little bit of, because I'm very much an extroverted introvert.
Yes.
Like I'm a very I'm quite a large personality, but at the same time, I can be very shy, which is really bizarre.
Same.
So it took me a long while to get into Twitch regularly. But I would say that the main thing that started me actually going into Twitch and considering streaming is Inel wasn't streaming that much at that time. So what we would actually do is on days where we weren't together or whatever, and he was playing something, he would stream it, and I'd hang in chat with him.
Right.
And slowly, it became a kind of thing where I was just like, do you know what? I could probably do this. I could definitely do this. And I started sort of dipping in and out.
Okay.
But it wasn't until about 2 years ago I got signed off from work for stress. Again, for anyone who doesn't know me outside of this, I work in TV production. I've worked in telly for about 15 years now, and it ain't glamorous. It's not a cakewalk. It's very stressful.
So stressful.
It's very stressful. So yeah, I got signed off from work because I'd actually made myself quite ill. And streaming on Twitch became a nice little confidence builder outlet for me.
Good. Yeah.
I think I started off without a camera though. It was just my voice. I'd be like, hello.
So were you on your console and you were just streaming without the camera, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was on my PlayStation to begin with, because I mean I've been PC streaming now since January 2019. Before that, I was purely PlayStation.
Right. I've just assumed that you were a PC streamer for a lot longer because, quite frankly, your PC streams are shit hot. So,
like, thank you.
She's a lady that loves a layout, you guys. She just loves a layout. Sometimes, Mel WhatsApps me and she's like, I'm working on my layouts again. I'm like, really? I like work on mine once and I'm like, yeah, that'll do. Like, Mel is very, very good. And the amount of admin and love and time that goes into your streams and the thought as well. But when you finally got a camera, what kind of things were you streaming? And what did it feel like to be on camera as well?
Nervous. I mean, a lot. Obviously, my very old streams aren't on Twitch anymore, but they are on my YouTube. And I look at them now and I'm just like, oh, baby Mel. I literally, I look so freaking nervous. Putting a camera up was a big step for me. But in terms of what I was playing, then it's not that dissimilar to what I play now, still on Twitch, which is narrative heavy story games, decision stuff. So I did a lot of I went through Quantic Dream's back catalogue. So we did Fahrenheit or Indigo Prophecy, depending which region you're in. We did Heavy Rain. We did Beyond Two Souls. A lot of the Telltale back catalogue, Wolf Among Us, that sort of thing. And I started making friends mostly through Twitch, because there's a very, very strong and loyal PlayStation contingency, as I'm sure you'll know anyway. And I started getting some regulars from that and physically sort of like starting to chat and interact with people properly on stream, which was really, really nice. But the main reason I got a PlayStation was for Until Dawn, which is an amazing game. I know you love Until Dawn.
Oh my god! But what are you like with games like that, Mel? Like, because you know what I'm like, and I'm very loud. Until Dawn. Oh my god, that was the first game I think I played of that ilk that I didn't know that was all about the jump scares. I just went into it thinking this is gonna be hammy shit. But it was hammy shit, but it was great. But what are you like with Until Dawn and stuff like that? I feel, because you're such a composed person, I always feel like, you'd be quite calm. Is there screaming?
No, I don't think there is any screaming in my, because I had a scoot through when we were talking about this the other night, and I was trying to find something where I was just like, and I think the major thing even that I was mostly worried about was getting people killed. And I was like, no, I've not killed Jess. I have not killed Jess. Why can't you take Emily? Nobody likes Emily. Emily should die.
I did actually watch a clip that you'd sent me, and I couldn't put it up because I think the sound wouldn't have made sense for people listening
Yeah.
afterwards. But you were like, "Oh no, Jess," or you say something like, "Oh no, is she dead?" I was the opposite. I was like, "Kill her, kill her, all of them
No,
dead."
I think at the time I was still very much still filtering myself because I was very aware that I was on camera.
Right.
Which obviously, as I've got more and more confident with, and regulars in my streams will know, I genuinely, I care about my output. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I don't obsess about it.
Yes. Yes.
So it's very much a more real, not produced me now. Whereas I felt like I had to be a certain person to be on camera. Whereas now this is just me playing video games, whether
Which is
it's
good.
really badly, which is quite often, or not.
No, you're not bad. Guys, again, like, she's downplaying her skills here, but Mel's a professional gamer. I am just a professional shit talker, but like, Mel's a professional gamer. And now you do different things on stream. So you actually do a stream with Inel as well once a week. What is that stream that you do once a week with Inel?
So Twitch Tune-In is a stream that me and Inel have had going for, God, I think that's got to be nearly 2 years now. And I think I started being on camera with him before I started being on camera on my own screens, own stream at home, which I think helps a lot because obviously you've got someone with you. You're not too worried about like, oh, it's really quiet. Like, should I say something? Like,
have you ever had those moments, Mel, where you've gone, I forgot what I'm saying. I forget what I'm saying all the time.
Constantly.
Like, where I've asked
what I'm saying. I mix my words up. I make words up. That happens a lot.
No. Or sometimes I can feel like I go a bit red sometimes, and thankfully maybe the light blasts at me now so you don't see that, and I've got lots of makeup on. I'm like, right. But sometimes I say something like, oh no, oh my God, because I'm like you, I'm kind of like an extroverted introvert. It's a bit of a dichotomy for us introverts when people think you're one way, but actually inside sometimes I'm dying. I'm like, oh my God, why did I say that? And I think it gets better, but yeah, I forget what I'm saying all the goddamn time. Like, in fact, I forget what I'm saying even when I'm doing interviews. I was interviewing somebody the other day for NME, and as she was talking to me, and I was thinking about my stream, because like, this is what happens on stream. Oh my God, I'm sitting here and the camera's on me and she's literally talking to, I was having this, it was like Peep Show. I was like, I am literally talking to myself right now.
Just having this internal dialogue, and then you're like, shit, I'm still in the room.
Yeah, and then it kind
What's going on?
It's like, and I was like, this is just like what happens in stream. Concentrate, Claire. And it kind of then came back, and I was like, so tell me about your character. Oh fuck. I was like, shit. So that happens to me all the time. But I think having Inel there, like, did he encourage you? Did he sort of encourage you to talk, or did you just naturally bounce off each other?
100%. I think basically Inel is the main reason I stream.
Right.
There is absolutely no doubt in that. Like, he has constantly supported me, and sometimes in the very early days he was pushing me to do it. He was just like, this is really good. You're doing really well. Like, I think this is really good for you. And I can't imagine not streaming now. Like, it's literally part of my life.
And Inel is also an amazing streamer.
Inel streams as well. He is a variety streamer like myself. He's been doing a lot of stuff for Dreams at the moment, which has just launched from Media Molecule on the PS4. So he's quite the person in the Dreams community at the moment.
He's very good. If you're listening afterwards, or whether you're listening on live, do try and follow Inelius online as well, because
I'm gonna spell it. It's INELIOUS.
Yes. So please go follow Inelius online. He's brilliant, and he always is very welcoming, which is what I quite like about your stream. Coming back to your stream, and we're looking at those old pictures and those old clips that you sent me, and then considering, because I watch your streams now, so I know exactly what you do now. It's very interesting to see how that's, you've found your vibe, and Inel has his vibe, I've got my vibe, and I think that's really important for streamers to find their footing, but it takes a long time. It doesn't come to you straight away.
Like, I feel I found my people on Twitch, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Like, I found my little tribe and my little bubble of the internet who get my retro ramblings.
Yeah.
And that's not just games. I'm talking TV, I'm talking film, I'm talking comedy.
Yes.
And that's the sort of thing where I maybe had that in the past when it was more like forum based for certain like fandoms. But to have it now where it's more organic and we literally hang out to share the same interests however many times a week, it's really, really nice. But obviously it's taken a while to build, but I'm so glad I did.
Yeah,
so glad.
It's one of the best little pastimes ever. I know some people make it a career, and some people are streaming all the time, but I mean, I bloody love it. Like, I mean, like you, I came to gaming quite young. James Pond is one of the earliest games.
Oh my God, James Pond!
I want to play it again. We should try and play it again. Like, James Pond is amazing, and if you come and do the stream next month here, because I think that you will, then we should try and play some retro games or something before we get into the podcast. But James Pond, I had an Atari ST, and I was really very jealous of the Master System people, and then I had the Game Boy, like I said, and then moved quickly on to things like the Dreamcast. And I'd played Soul Calibur, like I think I pretty much wore out Soul Calibur. Like, it is literally the best game I've ever played on the Dreamcast. And then Red Dead 2. That was the first game I ever streamed online. I found Red Dead really hard though, Mel, to stream.
I'm trying to think the first stream I came into yours, and I think you were playing Red Dead.
Was it Red Dead?
Yeah.
Right.
Because again, boyfriend plug.
Right.
Inel said to me, hey, so Claire Lim, who used to do a radio show before me and Johnny at Fubar Radio, has just started streaming. You should go check her out. You'll really like her.
That's right, of course. Because I remember Inel came and went, hey, it's me, Inel. And I went, wait a minute. It's like, what? Which is such a nice little, because I think everybody thinks that live streaming means you're on these like little islands that exist in these like other worlds, and you don't know how to interact with people. But actually, that's somebody I met in real life doing a radio show who'd come in then, and then I met you, and then I met you in real life, so it kind of came full circle. But yeah, I remember that you come in and I was playing Red Dead, but yeah, I found Red Dead 2 extremely difficult to stream and play at the same time. For some reason, I couldn't work my horse and stream and talk at the same time. I kept like walking over dogs, falling into ditches. I was like killing animals accidentally. Like, I killed this dog by trotting over, and I was like, whoops. And I fell into a ditch, and I was like, fuck this. Like, seriously, it's not the game to stream for me. Definitely not. But like, I love streaming now. Like, it's become so part of my daily routine and my weekly routine. Do you feel that as well? Like, do you feel, because you've got a timetable, right?
Totally. Like, not only does streaming, I don't even say this half jokingly, streaming keeps me sane. Mainly because in my main job, I spend my majority of my time fixing things for other people and making things happen for other people so content can be made. Having my stream means I'm a one-stop shop. I'm the director, I'm the producer, I'm the creatives, full stop, and also the production team. So I decide how things work, how things look, and how things run.
Has that made you want to, because I've come at it from a different angle where I'm doing presenting bits and pieces outside, then I've come in and I've just brought that vibe in here, and then I've had to, so it's kind of weird for me because I'm so used to going, hey guys, this and this, and working to a script, and then when I come here I have to be very like, I'm just myself. Like, I don't have to work to a script.
It's reactive because you're talking to chat. Like, fair enough, you'd be like, okay, I want to talk about this today, or we're going to play this, but at the same time, let's talk about this, this, and this.
Yes.
But I find even with my best sort of like head trying to keep straight on what I'm talking about, I have a brain like a goldfish. But also I'm very easily distracted.
Good luck for this podcast. Good luck.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's going to be so good. So if someone says something in chat and I'll be like, oh my God, do you remember that? And someone else would go, I don't know what that is. And I'll be like, hold on, we'll start the game in a second. I've got to show you this on YouTube.
Yes, yeah, yeah, because it's
So
like real. Because if you were sitting in each other, somebody was sitting in their living room with you, you wouldn't just be like, "So guys, now I'm introducing dinner, and after dinner we will play games and then watch television. But please remember to hit that subscribe button." It's so I find that way on YouTube, which is why I've not really got on with YouTube that well. It's very fake in a way and very controlled. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, so YouTube I will watch passively because obviously it's a
Yeah.
passive platform. You
Yeah.
sit there, you watch a video, you, I don't know, eat your tea while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Do some other work in the background. You don't interact. And I still do watch a lot of gaming content on YouTube.
Yeah.
But in terms of like my content consumption, all my TV stuff's done on demand now, so I can watch exactly what I want when I want. And Twitch for me is like a natural evolution of that. You can go onto Twitch at any time of day, and I don't know, you want to go see someone hiking, fine. You want to see someone baking, fine. You want to see someone doing cross stitch, fine. There'll be someone live where you can jump in, and fair enough, you can lurk if you want to. Not everyone's a chatter.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I will check in and say hi to people like throughout the day, even if I can't stay. And I've also, because I am now also very vocal at work about the fact I stream in my free time, I am slowly converting people to the ways of Twitch.
Yes. You find when I was at dinner last night with a couple of people who, like a scriptwriter for Channel 4 and another person who's an actress. So I thought they might know because they're in the media, but they were like, what? Live streaming? Like, you know, when...
No, they're clueless. It's the Wild West. They've got absolutely no idea about live streaming.
But then I explained, like, just what you said, and I was like, okay, you don't have to be a gamer. Because they're like, oh, so you're a gamer? I went, well, I guess I am, but I only stream, like Mel, I stream one game a week. The rest is podcast and chat, like 1 or 2 games. And I said to them, I've streamed cooking. I was going to stream painting a gnome. I still might do that. Like, I might just paint a gnome on stream and stream that.
Do it.
But I said to them, if you're an artist or whatever you want to do, and when I said things like that, they were like, oh, and they slowly were like, so it's curated TV, just what you said. And I think when you say that, they go, okay, so you don't have to be into Overwatch. That's, I think, what everybody assumes. Or Fortnite, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, Fortnite did great things for the fact that people then started to kind of understand what Twitch was.
Yeah.
But then there is that thing where people just suddenly start to think like, well, that's a bit weird. You just sit there and watch someone playing a game, and it's just like, no, that's not all that Twitch is.
No.
And Twitch isn't just about the game that someone's playing or the content that's being shown.
Yes.
It's about community and talking to people with similar interests, or just, I mean, I've done it all the time. Like, I'll jump into somebody else's chat that I've just found and thought, oh, hey, these guys look cool, and I'll be chatting away, and then someone will come up and go, oh, hey, and it'll be somebody else I know from somebody else's stream.
Yes. It's like
there's like this 6 degrees of separation. Like, it's very social, and I think the social aspect is what people completely don't understand.
No, and it's not, I mean, brings me on to what I wanted to talk to you about next, actually, like how, obviously we covered how we met, but there, I think, again, there's this, oh, you're a gamer, you just sit in your room. You have met so many people in the real world, like offline.
They exist.
From Twitch. They exist. So first of all, we met through Inel, you know, and I knew Inel first. Inel, as you said to me before stream, is the reason for everything. It's just like, Inel.
Everything is due to Inel. I'm on Twitch because of Inel. I met you because of Inel.
Guys,
Inel is our Lord and Savior.
Inel, praise Inel. Everyone, please praise Inel. And Inel, guys, if ever you're wondering what's the meaning of life, Inel. Just that's the meaning of life. It's Inel. We've decided.
It's not 42. It's my boyfriend.
It's actually just Inel. So we met through Inel, and then since then we have been out for lunches. We have met up lots. We WhatsApp each other, so we've become actual friends. Tell me about some of the other people that you have met, and how you've met them.
Twitch London, which is one of the community meetups, which is run by a very lovely couple who are Twitch partners here on Twitch, called Fremily. I went to their summer bash, what was it, 2 years ago? But slowly that became like a good excuse, you know, a point in the calendar, a mutual collective of people to come together without it being too stressful.
Mm-hmm.
And through that I met in real life James,
Yes.
who's a mod for me and a mod for INAL. Nims, who some of you might know from the Nintendo promos. He does some stuff on Nintendo's YouTube. Nims and JD's both stream.
They're so good as well.
Yeah, they're lovely, and also some viewers as well. Like the photo that you've got up now from the first, that was Christmas Twitch London.
Mm-hmm.
That was also got some viewers in it as well. That's got Louis and Ellie, which were like regulars in our Mario Kart tournaments.
Oh, that's
on
so
INAL's
lovely.
channel. Like it literally led from online friendships becoming real connections.
Yeah.
And also not just Twitch London, but just chatting in general, and also sort of just like we all tend to do multiplayer every now and again. And as a gamer, growing up, not a lot of my female friends gamed.
Yeah.
So I never really had full friends lists.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm not a shooty bang person, there's I've now got friend lists where I can just go, hey, we're going to stream this tonight. And I will shoot a message off to JDubes, one to Nims, one to my friend Pixie. Pixie also streams. She's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a lovely vibe to her. And then through then, it's just been like a normal friendship group. So obviously they've got their own streamer connections and their own gaming friends they know outside. So our little team has just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And we've even started going to mass Kintan kind of dinners where there's like 25 of us.
Oh my god.
Because it just becomes like 6 degrees of separation, and we all hang out and have dinner. And then it's led to us all making sure we meet up at things like when you work at MCM.
Yes.
Like it's fleshed out my social circle on the gaming side 100%.
Because I'm quite I guess, Mel, okay, so when I came to Twitch, I just thought I don't meet people online. You know, I don't do that online. I'm very guarded anyway in life. I've got very few close friends. My circle's very, very tight. It's very, very small. And that's the way I like it. But the last time I met somebody from online was when I had ICQ chat when I was like 14. And I met I met this boy from Manchester. Can't even remember his name. And my mum was so scared. She stood with me at the train station. He was just this awkward kid. And that was the last time I'd ever met anyone online. So when I came to Twitch, I was like, I'm not meeting anyone online. Like, never. I just had this like 14-year-old viewpoint. But now I'm like, yeah, like I see those pictures that you sent me. You know, I actually have met some of those people as well. Like, if you're watching along live, they've got a picture up right now of DW, one of the mods, exposed. And I know.
DW's face.
Yeah. Not so mysterious now, DW. And, you know, like, we had a great time. That was after MCM. And sort of, it's lovely to kind of let your guard down and go, you know what? Like, we're all just sort of normal people just going, yeah, we're in, like, nice wee communities. And we're just making more communities. And because I think it doesn't matter how where we are, it's 2020 or whatever, we need community. I think people like to have that connection with people. What do you think, Mel?
We're human beings. We need to connect, we need to talk, we need to story share. And I was trying to think of the quote, or as an interview I can remember reading, and it was Stephen Fry saying how that we've lost the ability to share stories around a campfire face to face.
Yeah.
So technology is evolving, and if you think about it, obviously you'd read a book or you tell a story around a campfire, and then radio came in, everyone would gather around the radio. Then TV, for like appointment television or TV in the 50s or whatever, everyone would gather around the TV. And then as stuff slowly started getting more oversaturated, people are kind of just watching their own kind of created content on their own time, but usually by themselves. So somehow it's kind of stepped back a bit. So the reason that Twitch is so great for me is because it brings that community back in. It brings that connection back in, because you're watching entertainment. Well, I say entertainment. I like to think I'm entertaining sometimes.
You're very
But
entertaining.
You've also got you've got that community. The fact that if I could imagine being where I am right now, in my room, in front of my webcam, with all you guys around me, and we're playing a game. Like, that's literally how it feels when I stream.
Yeah, it's like hanging out.
I feel like everyone's in the room with me.
Yeah, it's nice, and people remember the things you say, even if you can't remember. Or
I can't remember, let's be honest.
Claire, remember you said that? I'm like, no. Like, no, I don't remember anything. I literally, words come out my mouth and leave my head, and then that's it. They never go back in again. But I love that. I'm fascinated by the idea of community now, because I'm fascinated about why and how communities form around Twitch streamers. And when you go into certain streams, you really feel a certain flavour. There are some streamers that have quite extreme personalities, and everyone seems quite extreme. Some people are very chilled, and everyone's so friendly. And I'm wondering, like, when you were building a community, did you know you were building a community when you started PC streaming, particularly?
I would say, I mean, the reason I started slowly building the funds and the ability to PC stream was because I'd got the bug, basically. I realized this is 100% something I want to do, and I was beginning to feel that as much as my lovely little PlayStation had served me very well, that there was a plethora of other things I could do on stream, including lovely PC games, which are much cheaper than console games.
Yes.
That I could play. And I really wanted to kind of make my channel my own. Because if anyone ever console streams from either an Xbox to Mixer or from PlayStation to Twitch, you are very limited in like where you can put your camera, what kind of like, where you end up with this, even if you get rid of the chat, you end up with a stupid live button that flashes up. Like, it's very frustrating. And I was watching a lot of streamers at the time. This is probably during the biggest boom of Fortnite. I was watching a lot of female Fortnite streamers and seeing how well they were interacting with the chat, how their alerts worked, all the rest of it. And I was just like, this is really fun. I think I could do this, and I think I could do this moderately properly.
Yes.
And I want to actually spend some time and effort into making my channel my own rather than looking really generic.
Tell me more about the kind of people that come to your channel and the kind of content that we see. You've done a few collaborations as well, actually, now.
Yeah.
Tell me about those.
I can chat about the Bog of Eternal Stench.
Yes.
So basically, I am an 80s baby. There's no point me hiding my age. I am an 80s baby.
Same.
And I have always been massively obsessed with the movie Labyrinth. So all of my alerts are 80s themed, which is pretty much kind of the benchmark for my streams in general. Everything's probably got a little bit of a nostalgia vibe in terms of what I experienced during my childhood. The strongest thing for me is probably comedy when it comes along, especially when we're doing things that aren't game related. A lot of my sound alerts and things are from British sitcoms, even stuff from the 70s and 60s. Obviously, that would have been repeated ridiculous amounts of time as I was growing up. I'm looking at you, Dad's Army. Here I am. But also in terms of like output and what I do in gaming, it hasn't changed massively from when I was a PlayStation streamer. However, I have got much wider options of what I can do now.
Yes.
So still do detective streams. I still love narrative heavy anything. Like I will now play combat games, which I never used to do, as long as the story is decent, as long as it's just not mindless killing.
That variation, like I love that, because I come to your stream and you've got that Bog of Eternal Stench stuff that goes on, and you've had Dave Abbott music. He was the first person on there.
Yes.
And he's one of a really strong community member. He's like a long-term community member. And is it Nims? You've had Nims in there as well?
With Nims on, yeah. So Bog of Eternal Stench is like a collab stream that I do with other streamers that I have met through Twitch or I know through my community. It's basically usually a celebration stream for every time I hit a follower milestone. And I'm not going to lie, and please don't sue me, BBC, but it's basically Room 101. But
Ooh.
yeah, it is. That's a lie. It is. But it's the Bog of Eternal Stench.
Exactly.
I love Labyrinth so much.
So it's not Room 101.
So,
it's not Room 101.
Yeah, so people put their case and then vote via an online poll whether or not that item or thing or whatever it is that is annoyance for whoever's been on, whether that be Nims, yourself, obviously, because you've been on.
Yes.
And also Dave will then either get flushed or saved.
Yes.
And it's one of my favorite streams to do. However, as you were saying about how meticulous I can be in productions and overlays and stuff, it's also my most time extensive one to set up. So I as much as I'd love to do them all the time, I just don't have the time. So roughly every 2 months or so.
It is quite, like, I'm learning doing the podcasts. I'm like, oh my God. Like, it's quite time consuming, but it's really satisfying to make a thing. And I think that's what Twitch, for me now, when I first joined Twitch, I was like, I'll have a laugh, you know, and then suddenly I had a community and I was like, oh, wait a minute, I've got a community. Oh, cool. And then I sort of found the games that people liked the most, and that was scary stuff. But over and above that, I think just finding your feet, and like for me, the podcasts, I like chatting. I like podcasts because that's where I've come from, and that's what I want to do. So I'm kind of happy doing that and doing YouTube odysseys and stuff like that. For you, like, is there anything you want to add to your Twitch stream in the next year that you're like, right, this is my flavor, this is where I'm going with this?
See, that's a really good question.
Because sometimes it changes, I think, month on month. You know, it can change quite quickly.
Like I'm finding that I'm mixing and matching my weekly content quite a lot at the moment. Mostly because I've for the kind of some feedback from my community, I've actually been doing a Google questionnaire recently because I wanted to see, okay, what are you guys really enjoying?
Yeah.
What do you want to see more of? Like, when do you watch the most? Like, checking just general sort of like metrics about, am I doing this right? Like,
yes.
Are you enjoying this? Do you not turn up for this stream because you don't enjoy it as much? Like, let me know what your tastes are.
What have you found? What did you find?
I found that the majority of people have said that they've really enjoyed stuff where they can be more interactive. And I'm not just talking about in chat, I'm talking about in gameplay in general.
Right.
Okay. Like, we've been doing a stream for, it's going to be 7 weeks this week coming up now, called Clue Done It, where we watch old 70s and 90s kind of detective game shows and then try and guess the killer towards the end and see who it is. And that ticks a lot of kind of brand points for me because it's nostalgic. It's usually got a large amount of comedy in it.
Yeah.
It's still narrative heavy and it's still kind of detective-y, true crime based, which is an interest of mine anyway.
Mel is I always say to Mel, she has missed a trick. I feel like you should have like just worked for the FBI or something. Like, Mel is so good.
I'm just gonna open it. I'm gonna open a PI, Private Investigations, Malula Investigations Inc.
Oh my God, Malula Investigations.
I wear the Sherlock hat. It'll be amazing.
She is like the real life Jessica Jones without all the kind of like emo crap vibes. Like, seriously, not saying
I have a leather jacket.
She has a leather jacket, you guys, but she's got a Sherlock hat. So what I'm saying is, you got to be there for those streams, seriously. But like, let's talk about the positives and I mean, there's a lot of positives we've talked about with live streaming. There is a dark side as well to live streaming. Oh, there's always a dark side to everything in life. What would you say are some of the dark sides of live streaming? But keeping it positive, how do you get round those things?
Dark sides of streaming is a lot like the dark sides of life, basically. That sounds like a song. Dark sides of life.
Yeah.
It's very much, I think, you shouldn't doubt yourself. You shouldn't care too much what other people think. That's another thing, 100%. And also, I think the main reason I started streaming on here is because it was my safe corner of the internet.
Yeah.
never be afraid to boot someone from your chat, from your Discord, or to reprimand somebody if they've stood out of line.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, if you think of Twitch channels, like even if you've come in on a raid, you've basically left, I don't know, Claire's house party, and you've rocked onto mine for an after party. And like Claire's party might have been a massive rager, right?
Yeah.
And you've been swinging from the chandeliers, talking all sorts. But then you come into mine and we're having some nice, quiet, hidden object game.
Yeah.
And we're trying to find objects.
I love that analogy, because you've totally, that's happened before in the past in real life, where you're like, who are you friggin' loudmouth bastards? And they come in and they're like spilling shit in the floor, and you're like, what? Seriously.
I'd be like, who are you? Do I know you? Who invited you? Get out.
Yeah, exactly. Where you come from.
I think basically surround yourself with good people, have amazing mods. And unfortunately, like a lot of things in life, 100% trust your gut.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think I've been very lucky. I have had one major hiccup, which became something which shouldn't have got any bigger, which did. But in terms of streams and everything and protecting the community, I protected them straight away.
Yes.
And there wasn't any flack that came back onto that. Yes. Anything else that happened afterwards was to myself personally.
Yes.
Which is fine. So basically, like, I was still the big mummy of my community. You stood out of line. I'm sorry. That's not acceptable here. Get out.
Yeah, you gotta, like, I think that's what I've learned as well. I totally echo that. It's like your community is your baby. And people come to that community because it's a safe space. You know, and because the world is on fire, and I always say this on stream, you know, I love social media, you know, I do it for work, but I like Discord better now in my own community and Mel's community or whoever else is I'm on in the Discord, because those are little safe spaces. It's not Twitter, it's not friggin' Facebook. And so, yeah, when somebody steps out of line on a safe space like that, it feels quite bad, and you're like, okay, you just need to go. And I've learned that as well, that actually Twitch life isn't always real life. Yes, you can meet lovely people offline, on, you know, and it's absolutely lovely. Like, I met Mel and I've met loads of other people, and I think they're great. But yeah, you will get like a few oddbods coming in, and you can't treat them in the same way. Sometimes it's just like, I'd love to treat people in the same way and go, hey, let's have a conversation about this. But sometimes it's just like, you're done. You're gone, because that community is something, it's quite precious. You spend a lot of time not deliberately building it, but every time you're on stream, it grows its little arms and legs, and it becomes this little organism. It's like a baby, I guess.
It's my babies. Like, these are people who have somehow, through the wonders of the internet, found me.
Yep.
And we share interests. We talk more regularly than some of my in real life friends.
Yes.
Because it's Discord and Twitch. And yeah, they're important to me. And quite frankly, anything that would jeopardize that, I will get 100% very, very defensive of. I will cut a bitch for my community.
Ooh. Oh. Oh god, yeah, I'm kind of echo Mel. Like, I'm very, very happy.
A shadow punch now, just to like really put that.
Don't freaking mess with us, bitches, yo, etc. It's not very scary at all. Join our communities. We're very friendly people. Very friendly.
Yeah, we're very friendly. Once you're in, you're protected for life.
Unless you step out of line, in which case Mel will cut a bitch, as she says. Yeah, absolutely.
You get some warnings. Then I'll cut a bitch.
I'm more kind of like, and I do this in real life as well. If someone annoys me, my fuse is very long. If someone annoys me, I kind of, it's like I shut the door slowly. Then it just shuts, and then they can scrape at the door and stuff, but I'm like, I don't hear anything. Sorry.
Nah.
What was that? Is that howling wind outside? Is that scrape? What could that be? Is that a fox or a cat at the door? Oh, I'll just sit here in my comfy slippers and pretend nothing's happening. And I'm like, oh, well, you're cold and hungry. Go away. Like, I'm kind of like...
It's literally, I hear you knocking, but you 100% cannot come in.
You are now dead to me.
Too little, too late. Little, too late.
Exactly.
I think a lot of people need to realise that online repercussions are real. And you don't get a get out of jail free card because you're on the internet.
No, you don't. You don't. Just... And I realise... again, this is me being maybe overly nice about it, but I realise there are a lot of people online that perhaps feel disaffected, disillusioned, or they have problems, and they come onto communities to feel like they're connected. But I've learned from Twitch that doesn't mean you can be a dickhead, and you shouldn't, And I've tried really hard to kind of think, oh no, but they might have problems. But no, the community is the first thing. That's your child. That's like, protect the baby at all costs.
It's my firstborn.
Exactly. You're my firstborn, and you dickhead can be scratching at the door all you want. You ain't getting fed anymore. No. But let's talk about like other problems, like daft problems. Like, for example, this is going to be a really cheesy segue. For example, losing all your data. Has that ever happened to you, Mel?
Oh my God, 100%. So, talking about my big switch from PlayStation to PC.
Yes.
This also included me updating the PC that I bought secondhand off eBay, which is the same one I'm using now. My little baby, my other baby. I had to upgrade to Windows 10.
Right. Oh,
and at the time, I had I didn't have a USB stick, and like an idiot, didn't fully realize that to make the ISO that you needed for Windows 10, it would actually not just use the space that was available on that drive, it would completely format it and wipe it.
No.
Now, this external hard drive at the time, and this is a practice that I still do now, had every single broadcast I had ever done on Twitch to that point saved onto it.
God.
So I always download my VODs. I download my VODs now, and they're saved on 2 separate hard drives, just for like content and reference and all the rest of it. So yeah, I lost pretty much about a year and a bit of streaming.
I think
and anything that I hadn't uploaded to YouTube and that wasn't still active in my VODs, gone.
Oh my God. I feel like
absolutely gone.
We've all kind of been there. I haven't done it in that capacity, but for work, I've had things where I've not put them onto hard drives because I edit videos. For work, or I make my own videos, or do stuff for clients. And there has been time when when it's me, I have to accept it's me, and like, that's my videos. I'll just have to record them again. But when you've gone to a client's house, studio, whatever.
Yeah.
And then
this is painful. So painful.
And then
the thing?
Where's my video? The file was corrupted. Yes, that's what happened. The file was corrupted. Oh my God, not Claire stupidly didn't do the thing you're meant to do, which is backing up all your shit. Oh, Mel, it's galling. It's just
it's so
galling.
bad. I mean, to be honest, it's something that's ingrained in me from being in TV production anyway. The first thing you do when anyone comes back off a shoot is you back up the rushes so that you've got a secondary copy for the master that goes into the edit. And I wasn't practicing what I preached professionally, but I do now.
Yeah, no, me too.
I tried some disc recovery. I got like a bit back, but I lost so much. So much.
You just have to kind of move on and go, you know what, that is what it is.
No, I was fuming. I was absolutely fuming with myself.
Oh, well, we're talking about this as well because it is, I think, a common problem because everybody has been there and everyone always goes, back up your stuff. And, I was one of those people that were like, no, my stuff will magically never disappear. And stupid person plus stuff not backed up equals bad times. So this is why actually Scan have been and Verbatim have been so incredibly generous in giving us 1 terabyte portable external hard drive to give away via the launch of this podcast, which is amazing. I think it's something that everyone could use. And we're doing that because it is World Backup Day, which is a really weird day. Didn't even know existed.
All together now, hashtag World Backup Day.
Hashtag World Backup Day, you guys.
Hashtag World Backup Day on Twitter.
Yes, hashtag World Backup Day. There's literally a day for everything. But World Backup Day is very important. Think of all of the things you've not backed up. Skynet could take over that shit. Terminator's ruling the earth. I'm telling you, if we don't back up our stuff, Terminator will happen. That's basically my prediction. So that's what's happening. So we have to back up our stuff to prevent Skynet. But yes, we're giving away 1 terabyte portable external hard drive, thanks to Scan and Verbatim, and we'd like to say thank you very much. How do you win this prize? Well, you have to follow me on Twitter, which is WeClaire. You have to follow the lovely Mel on Twitter, which is...
Yes, me. I have a Twitter.
She has a Twitter, you guys.
Follow me.
Where are you on Twitter, Mel? Tell us.
I am, like I am on all socials and all platforms anywhere. I am Her Name is Melula, and Melula is spelled Melula.
She's very on brand, you guys. Very on brand. So it's WeClaire on Twitter. Her name is Melula on Twitter. And then follow this Twitch channel, please. And then click the link that you see in the chat if you're watching along live, or you can click the link that you see on our socials. On our socials, guys, go visit our socials.
Yeah, socials. Go check our socials. Click on our things. Do all the things. Do all the things. They're sexy. Sexy social.
Click on our socials, guys.
Yeah, do it.
We're giving that away till Wednesday. So if you're listening to the podcast after Wednesday, the 11th of March, then, well, you snooze, you lose. But I'm sure there'll be something else for you to win at some point.
In the future.
Yes.
Da, 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 da.
In the future, maybe we will have more things. But yes, Mel, tell us where you can find you again. So where can we find you again, Mel?
Me, I am everywhere on the internet under Her Name is Melula. I say everywhere. I mean Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
Yes, all of the stuff. I only have Her Name is Melula, Twitter and Instagram up, but just search for Her Name is Melula. You'll find her. And I am WeClaire and WeClaire here. On Instagram and Twitter, and also WeClaire here on Twitch, obviously, if you're watching along. Mel, that's been like our first podcast. We've done it.
We've done it.
So
a little intro tester into crossing streams.
Yeah, it's been good. Like, it's been really good. Like, have you enjoyed it?
About us. I have enjoyed it. This has been super fun.
It's been great. No, I've really enjoyed it. And next month, I don't want to reveal the streamer that we've got next month yet, but next month, Mel's going to be sitting right here next to me.
I was going to sit on your lap because I want to be on the chair, but I can do next to you. It's fine.
I can sit in her lap. If you want to be in the chair, I'll sit in your lap. You can be in the chair, I'll sit in your lap, or I can just sit in the floor in the background, just like waving, hello. So Mel's gonna be here in this room, which is in my little streaming room, and it's definitely encouraged me to clean up more. So I've been doing that in preparation. I will be speaking to a streamer because that's the whole point. We're going to be taking different subjects. Like, it could be community, it could be how to work a stream deck, it could be content, it could be how to make affiliate, partner, anything, and we talked to a streamer about that particular subject. What do you think, Mel, as a watcher, not as a streamer, would be one of the most important things to talk about first? It's hard, right?
As a viewer. Is this a viewer who's a viewer, or a viewer who is looking to stream?
Well, a viewer maybe who's looking to stream.
I would think would be the best way to start. I would actually say probably branding.
Yes, absolutely. I think a lot of people make that mistake of
being
going
consistent.
Yeah, and like being consistent, going on, just having your vibe. So I think maybe we should talk about that first. Branding, right, is a thing. Maybe we should use that as a subject. We won't reveal the streamer just yet. We'll reveal it soon, but if you want, you can follow us online and definitely suggest topics you would like us to talk about. We're always up for suggestions, so do follow us. If you're watching along live right now or on YouTube, you can see all of our socials on the screen. Okay, so this was our first podcast. Mel, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. And if you watch online, you're going to get the after hours, you guys, the little Q&A after hours vibe after this podcast has ended. But you can also subscribe on YouTube. That's my YouTube channel, WeClaire here. And also Spotify and also iTunes. Just search for Crossing Streams. It should be live within 48 hours after this podcast ends. Mel, it's been awesome. Thank you so much.
I've had a lot of fun.
Yay! Go follow Mel. She's amazing. And guys, we will see you again next month. This has been Crossing Streams. You have been awesome, and we will see you again soon. Take care. Bye.
Bye.